everyone. I'm Satish, Assistant Professor of English. I discuss a short story titled Mauni. It is written by your Anant Murthy. This story is prescribed for optional English students who are studying in 5th semester at Davangere University. To begin with, let me introduce the writer. Udupi Rajagopalacharya Anantamurthy was an Indian contemporary writer and critic in Kannada language. He was born in Tirthalli Taluk and is considered as one of the pioneers of Navya movement. He is the 6th writer to be honored with Gnanapith Award for the Kannada language, the highest literary honor conferred in India. He received the Padma Bhushan Award in 1998 from the Government of India. He was one of the finalists of Man Booker International Prize for the year 2013. He remained a fervent critic of nationalistic political parties until his death. Anantamurthy's works have been translated into several Indian and European languages and have been awarded with important literary prizes. His main works include Prashne, Akasha Mattu Bekku, Samskara, Bhava, Bharatipura, and Avaste. He has written numerous short stories as well. Several of his novels and short fictions have been made into movies. Most of Anantamurthy's literary works, they deal into the psychological aspects of people in different situations, times and circumstances. His writings supposedly analyze aspects ranging from challenges and changes faced by Brahmin families of Karnataka to bureaucrats dealing with politics influencing their work. Most of his novels are on a reaction of individuals to situations that are unusual and artificial. Results of influences of socio-political and economic changes on traditional Hindu societies of India and clashes due to such influences between a father and a son, husband and wife, father and daughter, and finally, the fine love that flows beneath. All such clashes are portrayed by Anantamurthy in his works. This is evident in the story Mauni. Kuppanna of Bavikere and Appanna of Sibinkere are average Brahmin landowners. Theirs was a lifelong enmity. Its origin is unknown. Their houses are half a mile apart. They cultivated areca nuts for their livelihood. They got Narasimha deity's land for cultivating as tenants on lease. Both of them arrived from the lower regions carrying only a vessel with them for holy water. They used to bring provisions from Gopal Kamti's store on credit. Kuppanna is at 50. He is older of the two. His face showed his age. His head was bald and his nose pudgy. Eyes are narrow and dull. Except for his work, short and thin body, in all other aspects, he remained his usual tough self. There were stains on his dhoti which were like the debts he had accumulated over the years. Usually, he would take a piece of tobacco, roll it in some lime, tuck it into his mouth, and revert to his silence. That was how he used to be. Even if someone came to him with the intent on picking a fight, he would look at the person with a kind of indifference. Appanna was a popular person. He talked very smoothly. He was well liked by one and all, including the Brahmins of Buklapura Agrar. He had done well with his areca and paddy cultivation. Though he had come penniless, his house looked prosperous. Every visitor was being treated well. There is a stark contrast between Appanna Bhatta and Kuppanna Bhatta in almost everything.